So we read at the end of the book of Chronicles, the Lord, the God of their ancestors, sent word to them through his messengers again and again, because he had pity on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked God's messengers, despised his words, and scoffed at his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord was aroused against his people, and there was no remedy. And so he brought against them the king of the Babylonians. So we see with the kingdom of Judah that following the reign of Josiah, there's just sort of a downward spiral of evil from the kings. The evil that's been built up until sort of Josiah's time is not able to be completely remedied through Josiah's reforms, and the evil continues to mount up to the point to where God says, I'm going to have to judge this. We also see that there's a transition really starting around Hezekiah's time, a little bit before Hezekiah, maybe, where God starts to send what we call the classical prophets. And they're called the classical prophets because they're more like what you typically expect a prophet to be like, what we think of as a prophet. The pre-classical are sort of the prophets during the book of Kings and Chronicles, like Elijah and Elisha, who sort of act as advisors, calling out the king specifically. But the classical prophets really are calling out Israel. They're calling out nations. They're calling out to all these different people and saying, repent and turn back to the Lord. And so this is the sort of messages we're going to go through now as we get into some of these classical prophets.